But my colleague was in that briefing, is sports reporter SA-Spurs. He's back now and is joining me now in studio. TT, well, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us here on today. What else did Mr. Khumalo have to say about this deal?
Afternoon, Praten. I mean, yeah, you can hear from that sound clip that we played that it was quite an eventful morning from SA Tourism, the acting CEO, coming out strong to defend the decision for their proposed plan to partner with English Premier League side Tottenham Hotspur. Maybe just before I answer your question, Praten, let's go back. Let me give you a timeline of why we got into this morning. I mean, he told us that is Themba Khumalo, that they started the discussions since August last year. I mean, and they went on as far as Tuesday, this past Tuesday. And the reason that we are here today is that they now, the information, they were still with their board discussing this proposed plan, but now there was a leak in the media. How it got to the media, we don't know, but it was a leak. That's why now SA Tourism came to sort of like clear the air. I mean, you look at some of the things that were said. I mean, just to mention that there's monies being bandied about 1 billion is going to Tottenham Hotspur if this deal is concluded. Maybe if I can throw into the bite on what is in return for SA Tourism should this deal go ahead.
The board had approved this particular transaction on condition that we engage with the various stakeholders. We have to engage with the ministry. We've got to engage with, our Director General. We've got to engage with the Treasury, Department. We've got to engage with the provinces. We've got to engage with our sports, arts and culture colleagues as well, just so that we can read them in terms of some of the activity that, should the deal go forward, will be happening on South African soil. So all of those things, we've had to, we'll need time, in order to bring all of those stakeholders on board. Once we have done so, we had envisaged, because as you know, the British Premier League is on now. It then begins in July of this year, after a short break. We had wanted to actually get the benefit of the tail end of this particular season, in order for us to build momentum, so that when we hit July, fully, having worked out all of the modalities and have our content, and our messaging right. It might take a little bit longer, but we are envisaging that we'll still be able to go ahead before the end of this season, and definitely, when the season starts in July of this year.
Themba Khumalo, they're very convinced that this is the right deal to do. Titi, what was your sense as you were listening to him addressing the country, literally, through the media briefing and also in the Q&A session that followed? Did you get a sense that this is a good deal for South Africa?
Well, Praten, speaking to him, that is Themba Khumalo, I mean, let me start with the concerns. The concerns around this deal is why so much money, what is the country going to get, and especially looking at football. Yes, he did mention that it's not about football, it's about the aggravated audiences. That's where their target is. But the concerns were about why are you not sponsoring local teams, for instance. Even if in England, why are you choosing Spurs as compared to, Praten, some of the biggest teams, not only in England, but throughout the world? You can mention your Liverpools of this world, your Man United. He did mention that the reason they went for Spurs is because already, in terms of tourism, those two teams, that is Liverpool and Manchester United, already have a tourism partner. So Spurs is the only team, in terms of what they were looking at, that does not have a tourism partner. Hence, they decided to go with Tottenham Hotspurs.
So the rationale is tourism, boosting the tourism numbers to pre-COVID levels. We'll have to wait and watch and see what the next few months will bring, because the deal is not yet been inked, and that's going to happen maybe before July, as you said. Thank you very much, SA-Spurs.